My video for September the 12th, 2019 is number 3205, and the title is Restored Republic via a G.C.R. Will a global currency reset and a restored United States Republic ever become a reality? This may mean nothing to many people, but for me, it is yet another hopium pill I swallowed. Unfortunately, all of my dreams and plans for experiential change in the world at large have already failed or seem to be failing. Frankly, I am struggling to even continue my daily videos. I do not think my Zim bond is ever worth the approximately $60 I paid for it. It's just fancy paper with numbers on it. Numbers that mean absolutely nothing in the world. Donald Trump is a Zionist, and Zionism is a control mechanism, even if they change the name to something else. Names mean nothing. We are in a bind if we think anything will make the world better and more fair for everyone. For me, I struggle with God, wondering if there is any such entity capable of anything at all. Perhaps dreamers like me will remain incapable of dreaming our way out of this horrible nightmare, in which case I will be convinced that I have lived my entire life in vain. Republic seemed a nice ideal, and the G.C.R. seemed like a way to transition from this slave system to one of real freedom. Is reality just a hopeless delusion? I wasn't going to record this till after I came back from my meeting later this evening, but I just read a couple of messages from friends. One of them says, being attentive to ones around you who are interested and what you create certainly do. What you create, say, do, is role number one in building a community that can contribute to the revolution we are in. I love your way. Have been following you via Yosef for about 5 years, and I'm impressed of your spiritual strength, which able you, I guess, to overcome all obstacles you had to go through in your way. Love you, Ron. And another one, I call you a prince of self-wisdom and beauty. I don't miss your broadcasting lately. It's uplifting to hear what you radiate. Gracias, amigo. Seriously, folks, last night I had friends coming over, and I thought they were coming over to visit with me. Neither of them had ever been in my home before. And actually, I thought 3 of them were coming, but only 2 showed up. But all they wanted to see was my apartment, and they were in and out within 5 minutes. And so I had waited up for them, and I hadn't gotten hardly any sleep at all day long, which is very unusual. I didn't get my normal nap, and even though I laid down for a little while, I was afraid I'd fall asleep and miss things that I had to do. So I was busy all day yesterday, and I had all I could do to stay awake till midnight, quite honestly. And I was struggling, and I've been struggling all day today, and which is why I wanted to wait till after the meeting tonight to record my video. I was going to wait, but I decided when I read these, I need to do it now. I don't know how things are going. I don't trust Donald Trump. I don't trust Zionists. I don't trust America. I don't trust the nation of Israel. I don't trust God anymore, because God seems to be relentless in not giving a damn about anything that goes on in the world. It's an anything goes mentality on the part of our Creator. Now, people yell at me all the time, Ron, you can't expect the Creator to do something. We are the creators. Yeah, well, to some degree, that's true, but it's not an absolute truth. Before we were, something else was, and I call that God. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is no God. I have lots of people, well, not lots, but I have people in my world that used to believe in God that don't anymore, that have become atheists. I have others that were part of the Republic and abandoned that, and now they're on the Trump bandwagon. But Trump is aligned with terrorists. Zionists and terrorists, to me, are the same thing. Now, I'm not knocking Ashkenazi Jews or any other people that claim Judaism as their religion. I'm not knocking that. But those that are on a world conquest, who abuse children and who promote terrorism around the world against Muslims and against anybody that's not them, and they use Christians, unfortunately, to say, well, we are the fulfillment of Bible prophecy. Bullshit. Bullshit. Shiloh hasn't come yet. The Redeemer has not come yet. And people say, Ron, but we're the Redeemer. We're the ones that we have been waiting for. Okay, turn my codons back on, like I've been saying. Turn the things that have been turned off in me back on so that I can do what Anastasia did and put up shields and block bullets, and I can disappear out of sight. And when people are trying to hurt me, I can just vanish somewhere and appear somewhere else so that they can't hurt me. I mean, so many have been hurt. So many have been killed. So many have had the wind knocked out of their sail. And I struggle. I mean, there are many days in recent months that I have wanted to throw in the towel, but I don't. Why? Because I still hang on to a little thread of hope that maybe, just maybe, God is going to hear my prayers, not just mine, but the prayers of so many all over the world. I realize how convoluted this world is. I realize how deceptive everything seems to be, and not just seems to be, but actually is. We live in a world of lies and liars. I keep on saying that because it's true. If the mainstream media, even Fox News, is telling the story, they are lying. Now, there's a little bit of truth always put in there. It's like a hook that hooks us and keeps us moving on, keeps us hoping for something more, taking the hopium, as I keep saying, because we want to see truth and justice and mercy. We want to see our ability to love, which requires us to know the truth. But how can we know the truth when liars run everything? They run our school systems, they run our political systems, and most important of all, they run the monetary system by which we've all been entrapped. How are we going to get out of this enigma, this conundrum that we find ourselves in? How are we going to become free at last? Free at last. And really thank God to be free at last. Do we have to die to get there? That's insane to me. And if we have to die to get there, why come here in the first place? This is purgatory? I don't know. I don't know. I used to think I knew things. I'm not sure anymore of anything, including whether or not my prayers don't go any further than who knows how far they go. To the ceiling? To the roof of the building that I'm in? I mean, how far do unanswered prayers go? Obviously, they don't go very far, and they don't have very much effect, at least not in a way that can be easily determined as having an effect. Anyway, folks, thank you for listening, and namaste.